Hi everyone, Mitch here. Hi everyone, Mitch here. Did I say that twice? I did say that twice. I've been saying that twice every day because I'm not sure when exactly the video starts because my phone camera is slightly laggy like the rest of my phone. But it's still better than having an iPhone. So today I just want to kind of talk about, I guess, society in a larger sense, the way society changes. So... What am I even doing? What is this? By the way, someone in the comments, please diagnose me. If there's some obvious, like, mental disability I have, or, like, psychological thing, please let me know, because otherwise I will just keep thinking I'm fine when I'm not, or maybe I am fine. I'm not inclined to believe that, though, but, I don't know. Chemicals in the brain. What is it? So, I guess I want to talk about the nature of things, because it came up in class today. We were talking about a lower grade class had this problem that our teacher mentioned to us, because he teaches them two for a different subject. And the thing was, they were trying to define color, and the students were all like, "Oh yeah, color is wavelength. It's a wavelength of electromagnetic radiation that shows up that we see as light, and that's what color is. It's different colors are different wavelengths." And so the problem, and that's true. The problem is, though, the whole point of the teacher bringing that up, because this is a thing that it's a seminar class. It's like philosophy, kind of like philosophy applied to literature, basically, or like literature. It's like extrapolating philosophy from literature, kind of, is a good way to describe it, I guess. So the way it works, not even gonna bother explaining it. But basically, one of the discussion topics is like, what is color, and how can there be something that's no color? And the correct answer is, okay, I've got this hand in front of me, right? That's like kind of white, kind of pink, kind of yellow, if I'm being honest with myself, because I'm not a healthy person. My hands are kind of yellow. So that's the color of my hand, and I can see that. But in order for my hand to not be a color, like if something's, the question is whether black is a color. That's a big part of it, I think, because if color is a wavelength, well, black isn't a wavelength. It's not one of the wavelengths that's a color, so black isn't a color. But if color is the sensation of seeing different tones applied to shapes, then yes, black is definitely a color, and so is white, even though, like, yeah. Or instead of white being just the sum of all colors, and black the absence of all colors. So the way to think of it is, this is no color. Like, the only thing that doesn't have color is the thing that doesn't have shape, the thing that you can't see. So, like, when I put my hand back here, I can't see it, you can't see it, it has no color. This is no color. This is what no color is. And it's just kind of interesting how different generations approach that. Because back in my day when we had that discussion, our thing was like, actually I don't remember what our thing was. I think we like heard it from a higher class and just copied their answer, but that's what the thing should be, and we got there pretty quickly. Because the idea is, like, color, sure, it's a wavelength, but even more than that, it's the sensation of a wavelength. if some people who don't have eyes, people who are blind, I know that's like they do kind of have eyes, like there's spaces for eyes there, and there's things that look like eyes, but in a metaphysical sense, those aren't really eyes because you're not looking through them, and eyes exist to be looked through. So like, I don't know, if there's anyone blind here, please correct me on this because I don't actually know anyone who's blind. I knew someone who was kind of colorblind. They couldn't tell the difference between like dark green and pink. It was kind of weird. It was, they would get complementary colors confused with each other or something. It was weird, but kind of cool at the same time. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about what was the, oh yeah, stuff, life. Yeah, color. Whoops. I got distracted there. You see? Because I'm driving, I was paying attention to the road like a good driver. Paying attention to the road like a good driver. Don't look at my speedometer. Oh wait, you can't. Hey. Oh no, I've dared them. Now they're gonna watch the scenery in the background, and they're gonna figure out the engine noise and do that. Oh well. But no, whatchamacallit thingamabobs, who to what's, color. Because things have an essence. Oh yeah, color has a sensation. It kind of goes back to that annoying old cop-out question. If a tree falls in the forest and no one hears it, does it make a sound? Did it make a sound? Okay, I live in Alaska. There's forest on either side of this highway I'm driving on. There's trees that fall in it all the time because for some reason all the spruce trees are dying. By the way, that I don't know if that's actually a real thing that's being reported, but there is a spruce fungus that keeps killing spruce trees. So on the left side of me, there's a military base that stretches on for like 20 miles. But on the right side, there's absolutely nothing. It's just forest and then mountains and then more endless forest and mountains. Pretty much till Canada, I think, maybe. Probably not, but something like that. You get the idea. Probably goes to the ocean or something. But it's just that forest. There's no one in there. There's nothing in there. It's a nothing place. They're probably not even gonna ever build anything there because there's something wrong with the ground or something. But it's still a forest. So if a tree falls over there, nobody's going to hear it. So did it make a sound? And you know, obviously the modern scientific answer is going to be, well, yes, it made a sound. It made vibrations. Its falling caused vibrations in the air, like to like vibrate through the air. Whoops. Caused vibrations in the air to vibrate through the air. Yes, that totally makes sense. And those vibrations in the air make stuff happen. The stuff that they make happen is that, I'm sorry guys, I'm waffling here. Can I just talk about something else? So, I don't know if the roads are icy where you come from, but where I come from, the roads get icy in the winter. And it, as a kind of cool thing that happens is the way that cars stay on the road is by friction. The rubber of the tire is like frictioning onto the asphalt of the road. We don't have concrete roads up here because we have earthquakes like every 5 minutes. Just tiny ones, but you know, it's like kind of one of those things where better to be safe than sorry. So instead of having concrete roads that break instantly when there's an earthquake, we have asphalt roads that kind of flex and bend when there's an earthquake, but also when you drive on them, they flex down, like you know. So you end up with these like grains in the road where people drive, because nobody drives in the middle of the road, nobody drives on the lines, everybody. So you get like see the tracks of the wheels of everybody in the road. And in the summer, you know, if some of the busier parts of downtown where they don't really have a chance to fix the road ever, that gets pretty bad, because you can have the road like wear down by the wheels below the level of the asphalt. Like the wheels will literally just kind of evaporate it into the air or something. But on the highway, a lot of what you get is you can really see the corner cutting, because the friction of the wheels on the road produces heat, and the heat from that is transferred partly to the wheels and partly to the road. Now, if the road is wet, that's going to, if you get enough heat on that, enough people driving on it, it's gonna evaporate the water, so you're gonna end up with a dry road. If you've got a little bit of snow on the road, the heat from the car's wheels, and also maybe, you know, a little bit of radiation from the engines or whatever, is going to... Sorry. There's a truck in front of me that probably had his catalytic converter stolen, and he just accelerated, so that's what that noise was, if you could hear it. I don't know if you can even hear my voice right now, honestly. But anyway, so if there's ice or snow on the road and people drive on it anyway, that actually removes the ice or the snow from the road, because it melts it and then it steams it off, and then you end up with a dry road. But of course you only end up with a dry road in the places where people actually drive. So most of the time that means that from the yellow line on the left side of the highway to the white line on the right side of the highway, which, by the way, if you didn't know, this is really cool. On the inside, if you've got like a split roadway, where there's one side and then there's like a ditch, and then the other side that goes the opposite direction, the line on the inside, the line on the left if you're in America or any other good country, is, sorry guys, sorry Japan, sorry Britain, one of those two might be a good country. Oh wow, I'm being super offensive. Yeah, no I'm not, it's fine. Anyway, the inside line is yellow and the outside line is white, and that's pretty cool, and I didn't know it, but yeah. So what am I even saying? Yeah, so from one of those lines to the other line, you get this nice dry road where enough people have driven on it that it's like that didn't even get snowed on. It's nice, it's wonderful. But there's a turn on the highway. People who are in the innermost lane, the fast lane, they want to cut the turn, because they're worried they won't be able to. They're worried that they're going to slide off outside of the road if they turn too much. You know, maybe they will, maybe they won't. They probably will. So what they do is they cut the corner a little bit. They start turning a little bit earlier. When there's a bend in the highway, they start to turn a little bit earlier. They cut off a little bit of the line. They cut a little bit more off the yellow line. They cut some off the annoying ridgy thing that the municipality put on the edges of the highway, so people would know that so people would get woken up if they're dozing off while driving or something. They kind of like cut onto that a little bit, and the people on the outside lane of the highway, the slow lane, they're going slower, but they do the same thing. So they start turning a little bit faster, kind of cut into the dashed white lines separating the different lanes, and they cut the corner. So you end up with, if you actually follow the contour of the highway, if you're in the fast lane, you'll be fine because there's people in the middle lane who plowed out that last little corner that's kind of being cut. But if you're in the slow lane, nobody has driven the actual curve of the highway. Everybody's just kind of driven this corner cut version. And because of that, you know, it's kind of herd mentality out of necessity. Because the first few people who drove there cut the corner, everybody after them feels like they also have to cut the corner, or else they'll fling off the edge of the highway. And so, I don't know what the point of that was. It was just something to talk about other than reality and, like, philosophically what the essence of something is. But yeah, so color and sound may or may not be the sensation of things, or they might, I mean, they're words, you can define them however you want, but, like, I think in terms of, like, human experience, it is useful, somewhat at least, to describe them as properties which affect stuff, and which are real only when observed by humans, because humans are the meaning of life, and we are what give the rest of the world meaning. Do you feel better about being human now? I hope you do. I hope you had a very good day, because I kind of didn't. See you later, guys. Goodbye.